So I've been wanting to try this feature for a long time. Um, of course, I was going to wait until, I have tens of thousands of maybe millions of viewers. And hey, that may never happen. um, we really don't control that other than, starting to um, post more consistently. Um, we don't really control how fast our audience grows. We can control the quality of, we can control the quality of our content. But it's been such a long day for me. And for those of you that don't know me, JAMD, Professor Jacoby, today has been such a long day in the classroom. I taught an image processing class, which really focuses on how to uh, take photos with a camera or phone, and then manipulate those photos in various ways. Um, the last assignment was on surrealism and using photography and um, extracting things from photos, and the end result is a surrealism piece. So during class, one of the things that came up was if there's AI that can produce all of these things, then what are we still really needed? Do we still really need to learn these things? Um, and then that kind of echoed as the topic of discussion throughout the rest of the lectures for today. The students in 3D modeling, students in animation, my film students, they all wanted to know, like, how is AI going to affect us? And are we learning for no reason right now? Are we learning with um, no professional outlook um, on our career? And um, it was honestly really scary as a professor to get those types of questions from students. As I told them, it's not the view of the university, it's not the view of the college, it's not the view of the department, but my personal view is AI can be very, very good for artists. And I think that AI is a really powerful tool. As a creator myself, I'm uh, film director. I create music. Um, I make content, starting to make more for YouTube. But on top of that, I've been a software engineer for many years, and I I write software, and my focus has been writing software specifically uh, in the AI space to um, augment the things that creators are doing. Um, and I'm not doing that just from the perspective of what I want to do as a creator, but I'm also doing it from looking through the lens of the students that I teach and the future students that I teach. Um, you know, I think best practices are changing. Some of the stuff that I am doing in the web series that I've started. I got 2 episodes out right now. Um, it's called Historically Black, and what I'm doing with Historically Black is shooting myself and then creating multiple AI avatars of myself to complete some of the scenes. Um, it's super challenging because I'm setting it all up myself. I'm doing uh, AI production, virtual production, sound, uh, all of the design, all of the editing. I'm doing that as a one man show, but I'm doing it all as a one man show as a challenge. Number one, can I create the right technology to, match this workflow? Is it possible now and in the future for there to be truly uh, one man productions that can be, um, look like they are multi-million dollar productions? So, um, that's my goal with Historically Black. We have various storylines that fit into the um, the production of Historically Black. It's not all about being a black person. It's stories told through a black lens, but we tell stories about the entire world. We tell stories about every culture, um, and how we interact with every culture. That's my goal for the series. Um, some really dynamic things coming up with it. I like to say that it's multi-genre, and not just you know um, there's not just one lane with the content. At least not for now. I want to keep my options open there, and really show you know how I can grow. And it is, and I'm doing this more so to prove something to myself. I've worked with some of the top film studios in the world, um, and honestly, you really can try to climb your way up the ladder, in one of those places, and but you can also get caught into waiting and asking for permission all the time to produce your own ideas. And even if you finally get that permission to create your own ideas, do you actually own your own ideas? So that's something that I've really been considering a lot. So that's why I took this leap into just creating my own stories. And no, they're not flawless. uh, I had to laugh at myself when I uploaded the second episode, because I was editing and I had a lot of great things that I was doing with masking techniques and all, and then I was like, man, this is becoming so tedious, and I just really want to get the story out. Um, and I had this thought that came through my head, like, how would anybody know that I left this particular camera in the shot, um, halfway through this video, unless they actually watch it? And I'd rather someone say, "Hey, you left this camera in the video," or even joke about it, or you know, tell me I'm a bad director or a bad cinematographer because I left a camera in a shot. I'd rather hear that than not hear anything at all because I didn't actually get the content out. So I'm going to continue to really dive in more and create, because I want to actively effect and positively affect um, the world of AI, and how it's going to create not only the present but also the future for creators like myself. Um, but I definitely have an uphill battle when it comes down to explaining to these students. Uh, they do have a future, and your future is what you make it. It is definitely what you make it, and honestly, that's been said generation after generation after generation. So it's kind of cliche. I'm not saying anything new here when I explain that. It's just really more of the same, but the newness comes in actually executing the things that I want to execute, and building stories that my audience, actually enjoys watching. So I definitely want feedback. Please like, share, comment, give me feedback. I want criticism. I want to know whether you like it, whether you don't. What could I have done better? I want to hear those things. I don't run or shy away from the noise. I was an athlete in college and in high school, and I loved the competition. But more importantly, I really thrived off people telling me that, hey, you can't be this, or people wanted to put limitations on me because they couldn't see it themselves, what I could see in myself. So, uh, you know, negative comments and all, I don't shy away from those things. I think there's some value in learning from it all. Um, and, I would love to hear from you all on what I can do to actually improve historically black and all of the content that we're creating, but also what we're doing um, at my startup, Dub. The URL is dub.digital, and we have quite a few new tools coming out, but we want to work with you, and it is my goal to create um, easier ways. Right now I see where people have to go all over the place, and I got a subscription here, I got a subscription there, and I got a subscription here, and I got a subscription there, and it's AI, 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 and many believe if I just buy them all, then it's going to make my work that much better. Um, and you're really just creating a lot of tool paradox for yourself. Um, yeah, and I see many people, they don't have a focus point on how to actually utilize or master even just one of the tools. They just spend a lot of resources on them all, and that's at the end of the day, that's not going to get you as far as it would if you just mastered one single part of your workflow, one single part of your pipeline with AI. That can make you better. um, but just aimlessly throwing your money at everything AI, um, it really remains to be seen if that's even going to benefit you. So, just wanted to pour out some of this, my thoughts in my first live video. I do plan on pushing out more uh, in in conjunction with restarting my podcast. But overall, there's more content to come on this YouTube channel, and I'm definitely hoping that I can provide a lot of insight into how to use AI responsibly as a filmmaker, as an artist, as a musician. I should say visual artist, to be more specific, as a musician. Also, um, how can we use AI responsibly? And I also can give some insight as um, a software engineer. Um, I like to call myself the creative engineer because I have the creative side, and I write code and all of that stuff. So I want to give you all perspectives after I've entertained you. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Entertain you first, and then give you some of the behind the scenes and some in-depth knowledge that I also give my students at the university. So look forward to talking to you all more, and stay tuned. A lot more to come.